Weird.
That is weird.
It's like the concept of cowboys doesn't even exist in this universe.
Well, the music does.
The music
It's
absolutely
sort of like,
does. It
it's
just
sort of
means
like how
something
it's weird
different.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's weird how in our reality, every movie has that weird forced love scene. Here in
Yes.
this universe, every clothing store has this bizarre, loud country western
Yes,
music.
yeah.
For no reason.
Exactly, yeah. It just is artificially and out of place, forced into everything. That's what is here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I think so. I want Rippy to take off his hat, his top hat, and like smooth his fucking oily hair over. And I'm just wondering, like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go with like my I'm not gonna use my ascended form or anything. I'm just gonna slick his hair over. He's gonna like into his hand and then smooth his slime it into his hair to smooth over his comb over.
Yeah.
And then I want him to look for like the person on the floor, like the floor salesperson.
Yeah, there is this very thin person with kind of slicked back hair and a man bun. You know, they have a man bun hairdo. It's pulled back very tightly. They've got just a tiny little pencil mustache. And their eyes are kind of half closed, and they've got like a big beak nose and just a slit of a mouth kind of thing.
Yep, I can picture the fucking Disney character.
Yeah.
Is this the receptionist from Bolus's building? Is this a second job?
They look strikingly similar.
So I'll say that Rippy's gonna walk up, and he's sort of like holding his hat against his chest in a dignified way, but very like sure of himself, like he's walking very confidently. And I think he would walk straight up to that guy, and without even like waiting to see if the guy has acknowledged Rippy's presence, he would immediately turn around and gingerly gesture towards Sebastian with his hat, and then look back at the salesperson and say, "Good afternoon. Do you have any idea who that is?"
Bonjour, I believe you're... Is that...
Sebastian lifts his head. It's like looks towards him.
You are the one who hates the puppies?
Sebastian bows.
And he bows like twice as deep. We are honored to have you here in our shop here at Elements. Please say that I'm allowed to dress you.
Well, here is what we were thinking. I think you and I could both agree that if we were to put something on Cinder about your shop, you would probably see a return in your quarterly investments, wouldn't you?
I was willing to take a picture here inside the store, perhaps trying on an outfit. It would be amazing for our business.
Okay, so instead of you paying us for the exposure, why don't you just give us each a nice suit for free? Eh?
Just
What do you
one?
say? Oh, no, I meant 3 suits each. Yes, 3 suits each for one photograph.
Go ahead and roll plus charisma with advantage.
Fuck yeah, baby. Oh.
Yep. No, 9 is very
Okay.
high mixed success. He looks you all over, and then he kind of stops at Tiger and says, "I'm not sure if I have one that will fit the." And he kind of like waves his hands in kind of like a multiformed kind of hourglass kind of like kind of thing. If I have cat-shaped clothing, but I will see what I can do.
Are you trying to say that you can't outfit the great personal bodyguard? What sort of place have we come to? Aren't you a talented seamstress? Person? Maker of seams, fuck you! You can't make seams, you twat!
And like as you say this, he kind of like inhales and raises his chin up and his nose up, and he says, "It shall be my greatest conquest to dress you. And
midway in that statement, I think Rippy was just, could you speed it up a bit, you know? Save the soliloquy.
It would be my greatest and most defining moment in the seamster's finest.
All right, okay, move it on now. Just get to the snippy, sewy, stitchy, eh?
And he starts walking. He starts walking like Jack Skellington with like big, long strides, kind of thing, with his weird twiggy legs. And he kind of like takes one step, and now he's like behind a rack of clothing kind of thing, and he kind of pushes it and it swirls around, and he steps like delicately around and above and below and through it kind of thing as he's pulling out jackets and pants and all sorts of things, and kind of like as it's spinning in between you, he's catching it and sending it spinning around the other way, and he's kind of holding clothes up to your chests and pants at your legs, and kind of taking your measurements while testing the clothing kind of thing. Why don't you all roll plus charisma to see how good your outfit looks?
Ooh, what are we rolling plus? Sorry,
charisma.
That's perfect.
Oh no!
Oh, see, that's gonna work, I think. For
I think so
both.
too. Absolutely. Okay, so Bishop, you end up with it's basically the same kind of suit you've always been wearing.
That's perfect.
But
it's so unique.
But it's perfectly tailored. Like this, like your suits have always been very well tailored, but this thing, it's like it was literally birthed into existence, meant to fit onto you.
Bishop, your legs are so long now.
Yeah, they've always been like that.
Oh.
Rippy, you look full on leader of First City Hunger Games, kind of insane, posh, crazy, high money kind of look.
Okay.
Tiger, you look like the Hulk mid transformation.
Yes.
Everything is ripping at the seams, and it is a fucking disaster.
I'm gonna be standing with my arms crossed the whole time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so whenever, if anyone, that'll be perfect. It'll be used for intimidation. I'll rip it entirely if somebody looks at Sebastian wrong.
I can even play it. He's like, you know how many suits we go through because
Constantly.
Tiger has to do something.
Exactly.
Oh
Sebastian,
boy,
you have got basically a giant Robin Hood hat on with one giant red feather in the top. You are wearing booty shorts with bunny slippers.
Oh my god.
And a tuxedo vest with nothing else.
I think Sebastian like walks out of the fitting room, and then like he kind of like puts his hand, like kind of like the look at this motion.
Yeah.
And he's just like doesn't exactly know how to emote to this. He's just like
the seamster faints. just collapses.
Oh, I bet.
I think
and he just faints.
As soon as Sebastian walks out of the dressing room, immediately thick beads of sweat begin to appear on Rippy's head. He's like, "Oh sweet Jesus, how the fuck are we gonna sell this? Oh god, no shit."
I think Sebastian like tries to wake up the dude.
Yeah.
And he basically motions like, help me fix this, like it's like I don't know what I'm doing.
And like as he kind of wakes up, he's like, you are more radiant than a summer morning sunrise above the greatest mountain range on the most glorious day.
He helps him up.
Oh.
And then walks over to Rippy.
Yeah.
And points to his suit.
Yeah.
And then points back to himself. Like he's like pulling at his suit. He's like, I want this. I want to look like this. This here.
He kind of like puts both hands on your chest. He's like, I would never besmirch the beauty that is your creative vision with something as disgusting and normal and expected as this disgusting outfit. I would never dress you
pointing at me right
like
now?
some sort of corporate mannequin that we have seen 10,000 times. You will stand out and you will be radiant and you will shame everybody. I must carve out my eyes for what I have seen.
Oh boy.
Excuse me.
Actually, can I I go over to Bishop and I signal for his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just he wants to look through the social media that he's been putting up. It's just like, wait, what kind of artist am I? What are you even saying?
As you scroll through all the social media, I mean, you don't have any art, but it's all been just descriptions of your creative process kind of thing. It's like, today, took a fresh cucumber bath with no water and and went for a jog upside down in the forest kind of thing. And so it's all these absolutely insane things that make no sense, and everyone when you went for a jog upside down in the forest, hundreds of people were talking about how the upside down jogs have influenced them in deep spiritual ways and how they understand the concepts of the universe better thanks to us creative process that has unlocked a piece of their soul kind of thing. So the weird shit that's been tweeted is resonating with this really bizarre crowd that obviously this seamster is insanely very much a part of.
Oh my god.
Okay. I think he slowly gives the phone back to Bishop.
I just wink.
And then he very much I don't know if you ever seen Star Trek where Picard puts a hand on his second in command shoulder and is just he kind of stares at him and then he just kind of nods approvingly and then walks back towards the store owner.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty happy with. And so, has Tiger been dressed in anything?
Yeah, it looks like a mid-transformation Hulk. Everything's ripped and very bad.
That's right. Okay. Okay. Well, now that we're all dolled up, I guess there's nothing to it but to do it. Head over to Luminos.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. What are you gonna post? Are you just posting yourself from the shop?
Well, I think we should say something like the whole scene that the shop, the tailor made, the whole scene with Sebastian not being super happy with his product. I think now we should turn it into we're gonna see if this is gonna work out. We're not entirely sure that this is exactly in line with our aesthetics, so we're gonna have to see what we think before we go ahead and pull the trigger on promoting you openly. You dig?
And
I'm obviously behind this. He insulted me and said that I'm mundane and average. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They're okay with that. They're like, oh yeah, no, of course, you absolutely.
So I think we don't have to tweet anything. I say we'll just, and I think that's probably for the best because we probably don't want to make too many openly public non-photoshopped appearances.
Right.
I think the more we can sort of obscure our online activity, the better it'll be in terms of our upcoming power moves.
I like it.
Agree.
Okay. So I think now we'd go off to Luminos.
Okay, everyone's on board?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you guys head over to Luminos, where there is no weird Wings of Liberty music playing.
Store for that reason.
Yeah. And you guys head over to the entrance of Luminos, which again, it's not really the entrance. This is the entrance to the hotel. which is very heavily guarded, and then you will need to go up a number of floors to where Luminos is in the middle of the hotel. So let's grab. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this one. Okay, so you guys are now in front of the main entrance to Luminos. A very fancy car pulls up. A very fancy person walks out. They're checked by the bodyguards, and then they are allowed in. And yeah, you guys are at the entrance. What'd you like to do?
I would like to have. Well, I think Rippy would pull Bishop aside and say something like, "Well, we can't exactly have Mr. Simply walk up to the front door. No, that would be too mainstream. Might make more sense for his managers to approach and make the front door staff aware of his impending arrival. What do you think?"
I like that. And then I'm also thinking maybe we have somebody fire off fireworks.
Oh, well, it's not a bad idea, as a matter of fact.
Okay, fine. Firecrackers.
Well, do you know anyone who's got firecrackers?
I get out my phone. I got somebody who got Roman candles. That might be good enough.
Roman candle. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Are you sure we'll be able to find someone who can do it without causing a scene or burning anything down? You know, it will be pretty important, probably.
I know a guy.
Yeah. That is probably the least assuring thing you've ever said.
What? No, it's one of my abilities. It's called I know a guy.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking.
No, that's a stupid idea. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
It is incredibly dumb. I'm actually a little disappointed with you that you didn't try to stop me by any means at all. You just completely let me go through with it. That was incredibly foolish of you.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
All right. I like that. All right. Let's approach his manners and be like, all right, we are management. We are the management team for He will be arriving shortly. Do you have a red carpet ready? Things
precisely,
like that,
exactly like
we
that.
belong here. You answer to us. Like, yeah, we got to be, we got to be like,
Yes,
don't
exactly.
you dare turn us away.
Yes, precisely. Okay, let's go and you give it a try, and I'll give it a try right after you.
What? Wait, why don't you?
I'll be here for backup. Or do you think I'm pretty? Yeah, never mind.
How about we just go together and we say it with the management team?
Perfect. Sounds great.
All right.
And let's do that thing.
Okay, you guys. So there's two big bodyguards that are kind of standing near the front entrance.
Yep. So I think the duo would probably approach, and Rippy would once again remove his hat, and then look at Bishop, sort of like giving him the chance to speak first, while with his hat once again sort of gesturing in Sebastian's direction.
Hello there.
You on the list?
I believe list. We're above lists. We will be arriving with Mr. Here shortly with his management team.
Who?
What? Yeah, exactly. That's the guy. What?
Funny.
Exactly.
Get lost.
But I get out my phone and I show him the account.
Okay.
His name is
Roll. You're showing them a picture, kind of thing.
I'm showing him the picture. I'm showing him the account.
Yeah. Okay, roll
with 7.6 million followers.
That promoting really worked.
Roll plus charisma plus 1 because you're using the picture. He looks at the picture. He's like, "All right, so they're important. Are they on the list?"
They should be on the list. They are
He pulls out his list and he's like,
exactly. You've got him. You found him. Great.
You've got him right there.
Perfect.
I don't see on here. One sec. Build, you got an on your list. The other guy's like, no,
Hey,
no.
he's found him. He's right there.
See, he's found him too.
All right. So, okay, this highfalutin artsy guy wants in, not on the list. Have your guys talk to the manager. You can set some up some other time.
What? Wait, who's the manager?
Okay, so you want to come in here? You want to come into Luminos? You don't even know who the manager is.
You look here, you big, tall, stupid donkey's ass. Listen closely. We're the management of one of the biggest artists this stinking city will see for another decade.
Hey,
Unless
Bill.
you want to...
Hold my list. I gotta beat a man up.
Oh, is that what you... Well, it's come down to this, has it?
And I would like to use fortune teller.
Okay.
When you tell a mark their fortune, roll plus charisma on a 10 plus, they will believe you and act as if that is their fate until your prediction is proven wrong or you're shown to be a fraud. On a 7 to 9, you are still successful, but the mark will be suspicious and look for reasons to disbelieve you. So I want to use that in conjunction with my halfling bonus to get a +1 on someone that I just met when I'm trying to deceive them.
Yep.
And I want to roll to try to convince him that if he turns this opportunity down, like his management is going to find out. Like I'm trying to convince him that he's making the same mistake that Queen's first manager made.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, like if he misses this opportunity, he's missing the opportunity of a lifetime, and he will be the laughing stock of his entire organization. So I'd like to imagine that he goes up and like in a completely non-threatening way puts a hand on the guy's shoulder to like pass a friendly word, and maybe now I'll roll to see just what he says.
Okay. So,
Like how effective he is at getting that message across.
yeah. I would say when you put your hand on his shoulder, he
Yep.
looks like his ears are closing up, like he's about to not hear what you're gonna say.
Okay.
And you get the sense that probably putting a hand on this guy is like that's the grounds that he needs to like physically throw you, kind of thing.
Okay, I'll say that as soon as he does that, Rippy like switches the motion into like looking at his fingernails, like he was just casually laissez-faire, just sort of placing a hand casually on this dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll the fortune telling.
And that's that would be plus charisma, I suppose, +1 for the bonus.
Yep.
So 2d6 plus 3. Oh my god, dude.
Man, oh man.
With a +3,
you get the bare minimum pass.
God.
Okay, so what's the mix?
Yeah. So it says on a 7 to 9, you are still successful, but the mark will be suspicious and look for reasons to disbelieve you.
Okay. So you kind of, so what do you tell him?
So I think he'd go up and say,
Look, not that I particularly care whether or not you're good at your job, or whether or not, you get fired for missing the chance of a lifetime. But if you spent a few moments of your precious day to go and look online, you'd see that you're turning down a very serious opportunity. Very serious opportunity. Why turn it away?
Can you not
Mr. R.
pronounce
What?
T's?
What are you saying?
You're saying
Of
it
course
really
we can pronounce
opportunity.
E's. Of course we can pronounce E's. You're missing a really important opportunity. Okay? You don't want to miss this really important opportunity.
I need you to use a different word.
What are you talking about?
I need you to not say opportunity anymore. I need you to find any other word.
All right. Well, you're not making the most out of this situation.
That's somehow much worse. No, you know
You're
what?
not making the most out of this situation.
Boy.
Make the
this
most
is-
out of it.
Yeah, no, okay. Hold on. I'll get
Okay.
James.
Okay, get James. See what that twat thinks.
And he pulls out like a walkie-talkie kind of thing.
Okay.
And he's like,
James, there's someone named here. Yeah, no, of course, yeah, no. He's on his way up right now, of course, yes, absolutely, yes. Thanks. Sorry, James. Yes, absolute. Thank you.
And he says, of course you would, and his head explodes.
I think Rippy would expressionlessly just sort of wipe the gore off his face.
Just sort of like
Nice
the
suit.
wiping the brains off of himself.
Okay, well, all right, that happened.
And Bill, who was holding on to both lists kind of thing, just kind of like turns and looks. It's like, another one. And he kind of like wipes some of the blood and bone and gore off his jacket kind of thing. And you can tell he's wearing like the material's kind of waterproof. It just kind of comes off and he kind of gives it a shake. It all kind of hits the ground. And he puts a sign saying no admittance up kind of thing. And he kind of like waves to you guys like, yeah, you guys can go in, no problem. And he grabs the other guy by the legs and starts dragging his headless body across the street.
Oh my god!
And you guys watch him
headless body dumping zone.
as he literally just leaves the headless body on the other side of the street and then walks back and turns the sign away from saying no admittance to admitting people again.
Okay, well, I suppose we'll go upstairs and speak to James. Yeah. James.
That would be good. Yeah, James will be expecting you.
Okay, sure. Well, right out and we go then.
All right. And right now it's just the two of us, right? Like the other two still haven't arrived, or
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
think so.
All right. Then listen, there's gonna be two more. It's gonna be another bodyguard, and then it's gonna be himself. Make sure you let them in unless, and I point at the body head exploding.
What is the bodyguard and going to be wearing? What should I look out for?
Look for a big ass red feather in the cap.
Big red feather in the cap?
Yeah.
Literally gonna be impossible to miss.
Okay.
One of them's very feline in nature.
Feet like a cat?
Meow.
Don't say that no. Don't say the C word.
Don't say the C word.
Ooh, don't say the C word. Don't say that.
Okay, if
no.
she says it, but if you say it,
If you say it.
Oh, okay. Is feline okay, or is that also bad?
Ooh, well, you just be maybe
not the
say
best. It's not the
something
best.
like oh, well, oh boy, good luck.
she loves whenever you offer cat.
That's all I've got. Yeah, good, best of luck. Best of luck.
Your best choice is just to recognize them immediately, bow your head quietly, and move.
Don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye
For
contact.
goodness sake, whatever you do.
Oh, is eye contact bad?
Really bad.
really?
Don't do
Oh, did you not know
really-
that?
No, I had no idea.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
eye contact
don't
for
make eye-
or the bodyguard?
Exactly. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Now that we're clear, we're going to bring him in. Just remember what we said. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Well, careful about saying the name too much. He doesn't like that either. Okay. You got to
Oh.
make sure you're not saying "oh" all the time. Okay.
Oh,
And don't say "oh" either. It sounds like it's just one syllable away. You know. Yeah.
mhm.
So, okay. Here we go.
All right.
mhm.
And yeah, I think we would we would go and get the other two members and then bring them in.
That is the best.
Okay, yeah. You guys head in, and Sebastian and Tiger, you show up, and like you see this one bodyguard, and an upsetting amount of gore on the ground, kind of thing. And as soon as the bodyguard sees you, he literally like this guy's huge, like Mr. Incredible. I don't remember what his actual name was, but you know from The Incredibles, Mr. Incredible himself. He's kind of built like that. And he literally like puts a hand on the front person in the front of the line of people who are going to get in and just like accordions the whole line backwards to make room for you, Tiger and Sebastian to get in.
Holy shit.
And he just like looks at the ground and you can tell he looks up a little bit until he sees your feet and then he looks back down kind of thing to make absolutely no eye contact. And he just like pushes everybody out of the way so you guys can enter.
I'll do a whole production of checking that things are safe. Is the gore on the ground in the way of the door, or is it to the side?
A little bit.
It's in the way of the door?
A little bit in the way of the door.
Can I ask I'll tell the door man.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, not yes.
This should be. You gotta give me your jacket. We gotta cover this up.
He just like literally puts a hand on his chest and rips his whole jacket off, and hands it to you without even looking at you.
Yes, what good prep work has been done. Excellent. I'll lay it over the gore so that can walk over.
Sebastian like puts an arm on Tiger as like a thank you, and then nods, and then walks over. Like he's like really leaning into the I am type of
and as you're passing, he's like, "Welcome to welcome to Luminous."
like looking around frantically.
Every time he says or you can see like Rippy is like cringing, like scrunching up, like he's anticipating a blow every time he says or
Well, welcome to Luminous.
Right this way, my lord. Right this way. We've got a spot for you. Manager would like to have a private word with you, please.
And I think Rippy's like bowing every time he talks and like holding his hat so low down on his chest, and like bowing the whole time, just staring at his feet as he's walking.
Right this way, my lord. Sorry about the stairs, my lord. There's so many stairs. I said something. I said next time you're here, no more stairs. James can come downstairs. I tried to tell him 1,000,000 times. I said again and again, my lord. So sorry about that.
I think Sebastian is like, I don't know how graceful you can walk in booty shorts and a Robin Hood hat. He's
With bunny slippers.
In bunny slippers, but he is trying to be as graceful as like looking as possible.
Yeah.
While not Sebastian, but Rippy is saying all this as he's moving forward with him.
And what you see is like as you're like walking by, everyone in line they've all got their phones out and they're all trying to snap pictures. And as soon as they're all trying to snap pictures, the bodyguard is just like grabbing phones out of people's hands and smashing them on the ground.
Hardcore, man. Fucking hardcore. Awesome. Okay. Love it.
And you go into the elevator at the back of the back of the entryway kind of thing. And it has like maybe 87 floors on it, but it goes like 1 to 42, and then instead of 43, it has the letter L on it with like sparkling lights, and it's bejazzled, and it's glowing, and it's neon lights and all that kind of stuff. So there's one big shiny light for Luminous.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess we would just hit that one.
Yep. Okay. You're all in the elevator, and the elevator begins to ascend, and it says like,
Welcome to Luminous. This is the most exclusive club in Varna, frequented by the council themselves. Please behave yourselves while you attend, and make sure to have a good time.
and then it stops as you reach the floor for Luminous. The doors open, and you see the swankiest, most fucking greasy, schmoozy, boozy, super unethical jazz lounge you've ever seen in your entire life.
Oh my God.
There are all sorts of very obvious shady dealings going on. People very openly talking about killing, robbing, but in like business terms.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like everyone here is just very openly talking about the most underhanded, nasty, totally what we would think to be illegal shit ever. They're all holding champagne or old fashions. They're all wearing incredibly immaculate business suits. And a number of them are in their ascended form as well. Most of them are not, but some of them are fully in their monstrous ascended form in here. It's kind of like a super high-end version of the Star Wars Cantina.
Sure.
Nice.
Okay.
There are dancers who are basically entirely naked, except for kind of like projection hollow clothes on them that are kind of flickering on and off, revealing different parts of nudity and stuff like that kind of thing as they kind of dance and stuff.
What the fuck?
Great description. That is very
Movie
good.
deal? Because that's really fucking awesome.
Add it to the script.
And so it is just a very, very, very high-end bar. And as soon as you guys enter, this gentleman wearing kind of like punky spiked leather boots and a white and pink tuxedo, and kind of like a curly Q beard, like it's a long beard that has been pulled in front in a big long curly Q kind of thing. Walks up and says, "Well, if it isn't himself inside of Luminos. Well, I can't tell you how long we've been waiting to have you here. You have made quite the name for yourself, and I'm so sorry it's taken us so long to get you a seat in here."
In the middle of this whole thing, I think Rippy would step directly in front of him, like 3 inches away from his face, and hold up his hand in sort of like a firm, reassuring, but also very obviously expression, and go,
Whoa! You don't just walk right up and start talking to Mr. R. He has a very specific way of meeting people. He obviously only trusts those with utmost, reliability to be able to hear the sweetness of his voice. You think he's just going to speak to you? And listen, before you go sending any servers over to offer him a menu, he prefers to get the hard part of the day done before eating. So we'd like to see the people who are interested in purchasing the most exclusive recent artwork by where would we find individuals interested in purchasing this? For goodness sake, figured you would have had this information ready to go.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were bringing art here to sell tonight.
Well, of course.
If you
Go
don't
ahead,
want
Mr.
to,
Kane.
we can by all means take our business elsewhere.
No, hold on now. Let's not get carried away. I can see
Careful
that.
saying his name. Careful now.
I'm very sorry. I'm not used to having my absolute word for word dissected quite so much. I will use other sounds when I need to think of.
Just don't make any noises. Only words. Only words.
Only words. All right. I'll ensure that I only use fully formed words and sentences.
Perfect.
And I'll just
I know
take a
this
pause.
is very difficult for you on multiple levels, but I want you to know I am very proud.
This is extraordinarily difficult for me, and I need much longer pauses than normal to make sure that I can fully form the thought before I say it out loud.
Well, just going to say it's going to serve you well, okay? Now, point us to where we can go to find the high rollers.
All right, so if you're going to sell a piece of art here at Luminos, we might want to call some of our high rollers in. We don't have our standard fare of heavy money bags here tonight, but we could always call them in and perhaps get you set up with an impromptu boy, I really kind of hung on to that one for a long time. I thought it was going to change into something else, but it just kind of turned into the same word for a really long time.
Why would you insist on saying his name for 30 seconds?
I really thought it was going to be a different word. I thought I could find a way out of there where it'd be a different word.
What is going on?
And it turned out not to be another word. It was just the really wrong word for a really long time.
You're going to have to be careful, or we're going to have to find somewhere else to go with our business.
if you tell me one other place that you think would be a better place to sell this, I'll blow it up.
Volos' headquarters.
Touche. Let me get that auction area set up for you so we can sell this piece of art real quick, man. How's that sound for you?
Sounds great.
Wait. Tiger is gonna hold up a hand to the person in the suit and put one finger up, kind of thing, like wait a moment, kind of thing. And I want to whisper like a bodyguard to the team, that hopefully so that James can't hear.
Yeah.
I think it's James, and say, now I see a lot of ascended people around here. Are you sure? Do we want to be selling? Well, are you sure?
What do you mean?
Are we trying to trick them, or is it okay?
Well, the reasoning was that Sebastian actually created this from the staff.
Okay, so we're selling this as a legitimate piece.
Yeah, this is a legitimate piece by the artist that literally came into the spotlight in like 3 hours. So
thank you. Okay.
Yeah. This is being sold as art.
Okay, excellent. I'm gonna turn that. Hearing that from the party, Tiger would turn that into just looking like it's a security assessment of the room. So just kind of nodding and saying, okay.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Thank you.
And James kind of looks at you guys and says, now, I understand that Mr. Here's an extraordinarily important person, but I will have you know that when you're in my club, I will be given my due respect. So the next person that waves a finger in my face one time loses their head, their family, and their history. Does that sound fair?
Tiger nods, impressed, kind of thing. Like, okay, this is a guy I can hang with.
I think Rippy has a different reaction. He has the like roll his eyes and like,
Oh yes, you're so strong and impressive. Of course, could never do anything to cross you, make you mad.
like he is genuinely capitulating, but he's doing it like yeah, fine, we'll behave ourselves.
Roll plus charisma.
Sure. Can I roll with advantage because I just met him? Or not advantage, sorry, with a plus one.
With plus one, yeah, absolutely,
okay.
Yep.
Ooh,
Okay.
baby, a 50.
Okay, so I think that's like the highest roll possible in the game.
Yes, literally.
2 natural 6s plus 3. So as you kind of do that, James just has absolutely no fucking problem with that at all. That is a completely 100% fine reaction.
Excellent.
And James says, all right now, just so I have an idea of what kind of price range we're working with, what should we start the bidding at for this newest piece of new art? And what should the piece be called on the bill?
Oh, for those questions, I leave you in the capable hands of Mr. Uz, talent manager, PR director, Mr. Bishop Kane.
Why you whisper? All right. Yeah. Hello there.
Hello. Oh, what a fantastic accent you've got there, Mr. Bishop Kane.
Yes, I'm rather fond of yours as well.
Now, Mr. Bishop, what exactly do you think we should start the bidding on for this fine piece of artwork?
Well, that depends. I was actually wondering if I could actually perhaps get your help a little bit on that.
Well, I do have a number
You
of
seem
fine
like a
pieces
sort
of
of
art.
person that has a keen eye for pieces of art.
I do. I own a number of pieces of art myself. And for this piece, what's it called again?
That is actually going to be called, I don't know if we actually officially named it. We came up with choices. But
Early spring, late winter.
I thought it was the other way around, isn't it?
Spring
It
and
is.
summer, fall's winter.
name
Winter's
of it
morning,
is,
summer's love.
What are you just shouting over there?
Listen, it's interpretive, isn't it? It's transformative. It's the point of art.
It's oh my god. All right, sorry about that. He's very excited. This is why he's not in charge of the media. It's what is it? Late winter, early spring.
Out of character, late winter, early spring.
Late winter, early spring. Yeah. It's late winter, early spring.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. Well, I figure we're going to bring in the heavy hitters. So I figure if we start at, I don't know what, maybe 3 million, that should get them pretty interested. But I assume it probably won't go for less than 15. But if we start at 3, you know, they'll all figure they got a fighting chance for it, kind of thing. And
Exactly.
we'll let them fight over it from there. That sound like a fair spot?
Can I roll to deceive him? And I guess I get +1 now because
you succeeded. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that would mean that this is now, would I be rolling at a +4 or just a +3 because this has now replaced the halfling
It would
bonus?
basically be
Yeah.
you just now have a permanent +3
Yes.
against him. Yep.
Sure. Okay. So I would like to roll to, as he says 15 million, I would like to roll to see how convincingly Rippy can like roll his eyes in a concerned way, like he's looking around, like is Mr. Going to be insulted by the low value of 15 million? Like, is that gonna be enough? I want Rippy to see how convincingly he can be like, oh fuck, that's the highest they're gonna go. Oh shit.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Still another full success.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to actually do anything. I just want him to believe that Rippy's actually concerned.
Yeah. So James, like, I wouldn't say go for less than 15 million. But I mean, of course, if we start at a higher value, we could start at maybe 7 million, and probably get it over 25 million pretty easily, I think.
Okay.
But you know, we'll get the heavy hitters in here, and we'll get it all set up. And how would you like this displayed? Should I have a little altar for it, or would you like to maybe hold it up there or something like that?
Perhaps an altar. I think Mr. is not particularly one for public speaking. He prefers to put all his passion into the art itself.
Of course. I mean, that's we've got this magnificent piece of work right here, so I can see the proofs in the pudding, as they say. Well, I'll go ahead and get a little altar set up in the back room. I'll get maybe 20, 30 seats for our heaviest hitters, and you know, those with a discerning eye for fine art, as one would obviously need to be able to appreciate this fine piece of late winter, early spring. Oh, boy, I sure hope I got that right.
So as an attempt to schmooze them, because I think once we have like 20 million, I think we're going to be sitting pretty okay.
Yeah.
I want to schmooze them ever so slightly, and I want to preemptively say, and I presume, like, as if we've done this before.
Yeah.
I presume you will be taking a 10% cut as per usual, correct?
Well, yes, 10%, and that's well.
I tell you what, if you manage to bring your heavy hitters in with enough of a positive attitude to what deep into their wallets,
Boy, that's really getting away from you, huh? That accent's really just kind of climbing up a tree, and you're just chasing it, huh?
Listen, I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
It's like the tease of the first thing to disappear, and then the rest just kind of falls out after it, huh?
Well, if you play your cards right and you bring your buyers in a good mood, maybe we'll find it within our hearts to give you an extra 3%.
13%. Well,
Not bad.
that's not bad at all. I think I can do that. I think I can convince them that this is a worthy cause. How many pieces have you sold at previous auctions?
Too many to count.
Yeah, that many.
That
But-
many.
But I will say that whilst it's too many to count, I want to kind of lean in. That's a little bit of an over-exaggeration. His pieces are extremely rare.
Go ahead and roll plus charisma. My God,
Nice.
The rolls are here for this, huh? Boy, oh boy, the rolls are here for this. Holy
Making
shit.
money that is very clearly not going to matter all that much because you don't really ever put too many economic challenges in your sort of campaign. But man, the moment we need to roll to, I don't know, stay alive, we are fucked.
The money's going to matter more for this arc. If you had to start rolling high for money, now is the time to be doing that.
Very true.
And he kind of winks and he says, I understand. He kind of starts walking away and he kind of lifts his arms up and he says, get yourself some drinks. And when you've fully acquainted yourselves with Luminos, please find me in the back room where I will be setting up our impromptu auction.
Lovely.
And
Okay.
you kind of see him walk away. You kind of see the back room that he's talking about because you kind of see him go through the door kind of thing.
Okay.
And you guys are now kind of allowed to wander about the Luminos as you would choose.
I would like for Rippy, and I'm happy for everyone to do whatever they'd like. I would like for Rippy to go to the bar.
Yep.
Because I want Rippy to investigate what he can try to do to curry favor with James. Like, can he buy him a specific kind of drink? What can he do as an extra little, like, oop, put you in my back pocket a little bit?
Yeah.
So basically he's going to look for someone who looks like a regular and would know James well enough that he's going to try to talk to them, and I'll try to use some of my deception to schmooze them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll plus wisdom to see if you can pick out someone in the crowd who looks like they might know James. They had to end. It was a 15 and an 11.
Yeah.
Had to end at some point. You're looking around and it's kind of overwhelming. Everyone here looks incredibly important.
Okay.
You do get the sense that probably everyone here knows James to some degree, but picking out someone who like really knows James, it's really hard at this point.
Okay. I think if that's the case, Rippy would look to talk to the person who looks the most sort of like haggard and down on their like they've had like the shittiest day and like they don't even register who's around them. They're just sitting there like face down in their drink.
Yeah. Okay. So then as you kind of look around, everyone, like no one here looks really haggard. Like no one outwardly looks like they're having a rough time.
Okay,
until you see, everyone here is incredibly successful and incredibly powerful. But you do notice this woman who's quite heavy set. She's got kind of like a mohawk and she's sitting at the bar. And the one thing that kind of tips you off is that she's got like 6 bottles of beer beside her empty and she's just drinking from the bottle and no one else is drinking from any bottle kind of thing.
Interesting. Okay. I would like for Rippy to walk up, and I can roll to see sort of how convincingly I do this, because I want Rippy to walk up and order like I want him to like order a beer that's similar to the one that she's drinking. So one that because obviously she likes her beer, that she would hear him order it and be like, oh, interesting. Someone with like a similar taste in beer.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really know the beers here.
Yeah, I think I'll have to roll for it probably.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll plus wisdom again.
Oh,
okay. That one's at least a pass.
Yeah, true.
And so you kind of look at the beers that she's having. You look and see kind of where they are in the kind of big cooler in the back, like the big stand-up glass front cooler kind of thing.
Yep.
And there's a couple other beer types around it. So you just kind of order one of those, and the bartender kind of gives you a bit of a stink eye. Like, is there another person here ordering beer by the bottle? Like, what the fuck is happening to Luminos kind of look kind of thing.
Okay.
And he kind of walks over and pops the top off the beer and he's like, enjoy.
And I think I want Rippy to like sit down very casually, like very close enough that he's going to just catch the attention of that woman.
Yeah.
But not obviously trying to interact with her. And I want him to very satisfiedly like sit down and maybe pop the fucking bottle cap off with his teeth.
Yeah.
And then just start drinking straight out of the bottle.
Yeah, and you definitely notice her just kind of like look at you like, what the hell? I thought I was the only one in here just drinking by the bottle. So she's definitely like noticed.
I think so. Can you describe the atmosphere? How loud is the background? How carefully are people managing their appearance? Like, are people walking around, lifting their pinkies when they drink, or are they shit faced and falling down, puking on themselves drunk, or what is sort of the general atmosphere?
Yeah, everyone is obviously trying to maintain a level of decorum kind of thing. Like they all think they are the most important people here. So they all have a little bit of a high and mighty kind of vibe. They're all, pretending like they're very important and like they're very proper and all that stuff. But like a lot of people here are fucking ugly drunk.
Okay.
And you can kind of see that from like the heavy back pats, the kind of slightly too forceful shoulder pushes. A person gets out of a chair and they stumble a little bit before they kind of correct themselves. So like people here are maintaining decorum, but they are getting fucked up.
Okay. Good. So I would say that, and how loud is it? How loud does Rippy need to talk to be heard?
At the bar where you're at, not too loud, honestly. You can hold a conversation at normal volume. At the stage where the people are like dancing with their holographic disappearing outfits, the music is fucking mind-breakingly loud. But the sound seems to dampen quite quickly as it approaches the bar where you're at.
So I think what Rippy would do is he's now turned around away from the bar and he's facing the room. And acting as though he's kind of talking to himself, he'd kind of like hold the beer bottle up to his face and sort of say it as though he's addressing no one.
Ha! Bit dead in here, isn't it?
And then I think he'd like look at someone like sloppy drunk with like their tie wrapped around their forehead and like just jamming out, like really, really obviously having a pretty and he would sort of gesture with his beer bottle, like,
I like someone's having fun.
And then I think he would turn to her and say something like, what about you?
And she's kind of like, huh? And just starts knocking back a beer.
I think Rippy would look at her and say,
Aye, cheers to that.
and would like clink his own beer bottle against his other beer bottle sitting there.
Yeah.
And then he'd take a drink and then look at her. And I think he would like look for James in the crowd.
Yeah.
And then he'd gesture to him with his beer bottle and say,
Is that the guy who owns the place?
And she goes, James? Yeah, that's him.
How? How does a lovely lady like you know him?
He funded my first fight ring. Made a lot of money, gave a lot of money to him, bought some more fight rings,
Okay, is he still into the fighting thing then?
He's into the money from the fighting thing.
Aha, okay. So is he looking for people who are good at fighting then, or what?
I mean, honestly, he's more interested in how much money the fight rings bring in. He really doesn't care about the fights. He doesn't care about the fighters. He just cares about how much money the fight ring brings in.
Interesting. Okay, perfect, lovely. Thank you so much. Right, okay. If someone were looking to make a big impression on him, what would you recommend they do?
Money.
Money, eh? Is it about it's pretty strong motivator?
That's about it. Money or I guess pushing over a big chess piece.
But wait, what do you mean pushing over a big... Oh, you're using a metaphor.
Yeah, like murder an important person and blow up their business or something.
Oh, do you know if he's down bad with anyone?
I mean, he usually kills them himself.
But But just money then, eh? Mostly.
Yeah, no,
Mostly
just
the
these money and the more impressive things you do to get the money, the better. He really liked when I had 30 people kill themselves and each other in the fight ring one time. That brought a lot of money in. He thought that was pretty fun.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Heartwarming story, that one, isn't it?
Yep. No, he the bigger the spectacle, the more the money, the more impressed James is.
Okay. Well, that's important to know. Okay, well, cheers. Why don't I go ahead and buy you a bit of a drink? Hey?
I mean, I'm not gonna say no to free drinks.
Okay.
So I think Rippy would like to buy her tab and then head back to the group with his newfound knowledge about what they can do to sort of ingratiate themselves a little bit more if they want to.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
While we're here, if I can, I'll kind of leave this up to your discretion. I want to mingle and kind of like do what I told you. Like I want to be able to I know a guy. Like I want to actually kind of like lay the groundwork just for knowing people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So why don't you roll plus charisma to see how well you can kind of schmooze around? Hey, a full
Nice.
12. So I'd say you probably get a good meet and greet on with, I mean, it's a 12. You basically, you meet all the people that are worth meeting here. You don't know them really well. You don't know their life stories. You're not on a first name basis with them. You haven't really made too much of an impact, but you know them all.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Yep. Okay. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do in the Luminos before the auction starts?
No, I think I'm ready for the auction.
Yeah, agreed. Just sticking and guarding us body.
Okay, then I will say you guys are kind of schmoozing, boozing, getting your drink on, getting your meat on, just taking it all in. Luminos is like legitimately a fantastic nightclub, fantastically luxurious lounge kind of thing.
Sure.
And the people here are extraordinarily powerful, extraordinarily influential, and extraordinarily dangerous. And then the elevator dings as the heavy hitters have arrived. And you see some just like oppressively intimidating people. It's not even like the way they look, although they do look quite oppressive. Some of them are in fine tuxedo and evening wear. Some of them are in full military outfits. But the one that catches your eye the most is an individual wearing a black robe. And standing up very straight. As you notice the unmistakable visage of Vetha, who has come to bid on Sebastian's art.
Oh, jeez.
And we'll pick it up next time.
Holy shit.
Boy, I'm glad it's a legitimate art piece and we're not
Yeah, right?
Boy, I'm glad about that.
Trying to make money legit.
The last thing they would expect in the red ink.
Okay, guys. Well, that was super fun. Thank you guys so much.
Fucking crazy. Holy
That was
shit.
awesome.
And
thank you. And same place next week, same time.
yeah, same place, same time next week, guys. Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah. See you next
All right,
week.
see you guys
Bye,
later.
Jet.
Thanks,
care, all.
everyone.